Ilia Topuria might smoke my dog. Look, bruh. I keep going over the fight script in my head over and over and over again, trying to see scenarios, I've been delaying this video for a long time. But I want to get this out of here early so I can give this fight the true rank it deserves. How you doing? My name's Cam. How's your mama? How's your family? First things first, want to get some things out of the way. UFC 307, very profitable, very successful. Every bet that I gave out, not for y'all to bet, just the bets that I told you that I like, every single one hit. Round of applause. Round of applause. The underdogs, all of the underdogs that I only had I had my most confident underdog, Jose Aldo. He lost. Could have been a robbery. I don't really think so, because at the end of the day, if you can't get off the cage, that's your fault. So he lost. But I bet I was Jose Aldo plus 3.5. That hit. My second most confident underdog was Roman Dolidze. He won. Off an injury, a little fluke, Duke, but it happens. And then OSP, he got brutally finished. He looked like he was 50 years old. Anyway, I want to get it out the way and let y'all know I'm going to be doing my most confident underdogs and my bets and quick picks for this card as well. That's going to happen later in the week. This card's dog shit, so I don't even know if I do the full card. Anyway, that doesn't mean I won't have predictions, quick picks, and bets on the undercard. That just means I may not post it. But I want to talk about Ilia Topuria, Max Holloway. I cannot stand Ilia Topuria. I cannot stand that nigga. And I'm still under the belief he's a bit overrated because of his power. That his boxing is a bit overrated. Kind of how like what you guys did with Steve Erceg. But he's good, man. He's good. He's well-rounded. His Greco-Roman might even be better than his boxing. He just fell in love with his hands. But his Greco, that's his base. That's his first discipline. That's what he started his MMA career based off of. He's a black belt. He's good, man. He's fucking good. And like I said, every time I do the script and see how this is gonna play out, I see Max in the pocket, Ilia walking across distance, getting in the pocket and landing bombs. And I don't think Ilia gets a finish. I don't think Max gets a finish. Can it happen? Yes, it's a fist fight. But the whole Ilia by however he wants, cut it out. Max Holloway however he wants, cut it out. This is going to be a competitive fight. I feel the way Max wins this fight is to keep this fight at kickboxing range. Stay on his bike, pick his shots. I feel like the old Max Holloway style has a better chance of beating Ilia than the new Max Holloway style. The new Max Holloway style is more quality over quantity. Tone the volume down a little bit. Be a little bit more defensively sound. Still out-volume your opponent. Sit down on your shots. Land with power. And majority of the matchups, that will work. But against Ilia, I think that's a mistake. Because I think high volume is better against Ilia Topuria. You have to discourage him somehow and make him not just walk across distance and cut the octagon off. Volume can do that for Max. Pumping that jab out. Threatening kicks. Max needs to use his kicks in this fight. Often and early. He didn't use his kicks that much against Justin Gaethje. It worked because the first kick he landed broke Justin's nose. And every time he threw it, it was the perfect time. So they worked. But he wasn't just slamming kicks out there. He was boxing. He needs to get Ilia's respect early. We saw with Volkanovski. Even though Volkanovski was winning the rounds and he was up on the scorecards, he did not gain Ilia's respect. Then after that, Ilia just walked him down. Started cutting off corners, started trapping him, closing distance, walking across distance. Got to the point where he started lunging across distance because he just didn't respect what was coming back his way. You have to make him respect what's coming back his way. If you fail, like I said, if you fail to get Ilia's respect, he'll do you like Volk. If you do get Ilia's respect or have Ilia's respect out of the gate, then he'll approach the fight how he approached Josh Emmett. He'll be all the way in or all the way out. He'll be more patient. He'll pick his moments, pick his shots, maybe even mix in takedowns. I don't believe for one bit that Ilia won't even threaten a takedown or threaten the clinch because it would be just stupid. It would be stupid. Ilia's a smart guy. His IQ is very underrated. That would be stupid. If Max doesn't get Ilia's respect early, he's going to tank. He's going to start tanking like Gervonta Tank Davis. Seeing what you got. Okay, you don't have no power. I'm coming through you. Like Alex Pereira. I'm not saying he's Gervonta Tank Davis, but just listen to what I'm saying. It's the same aspect. Once Alex Pereira knows, okay, this guy can't hurt me. Like Khalil. He's landing. He got flash knots, but he understood what was coming back his way. Okay, now I'm marching. That is what Ilia does to people whenever he doesn't respect what you're bringing back his way. So maybe quality over quantity will help Max if he sits down in a shot and he throws with power instead of pitter patter. But he's gonna have to stay on his bike. He can't stay in the pocket too long. Can you imagine if Max spammed his kicks, deep kicks to the body, working on hurting his cardio, and making him not just easily walk across distance? Could you imagine if he was threatening body kicks every time Ilia took a step into range? Bow, deep kick, bow, body kicks, and Max only goes into the pocket whenever he wants to. Could you imagine if Max was that kind of fighter? Max never has the reach advantage in arms, but he's always the taller the opponent, the always longer legs opponent, and he never uses it. He has long legs than all of his opponents, and he still wants to stay in the pocket. It makes no sense. He never uses it. That's what irks me with Max, because he's really good at what he does, and I'm not saying that he's bad for just staying in the pocket because it wins him fights. Obviously, look at the guy's resume. He's one of the greatest featherweights of all time. If not, okay, no, that's Volk. But look, he has so many more tools that he can utilize in fights, and I hope that Justin Gaethje fight showed him. It don't gotta be jumping, spinning kicks. It can just be teeps. It can just be body kicks. It could be leg kicks to slow down Ilia's movement, to slow down Ilia from walking across distance, because Ilia will walk across distance. But there's so many more tools that he can use to dominate guys, and he does not use them. Ilia in the pocket is nasty, and it pains me to say this, but in the pocket, I see similarities with Dustin Poirier. And I look back at that Dustin Poirier fight. That was a completely different Max. Kind of off the couch, out of shape. Speaking of shape, Max Holloway's in his physical prime. Much more muscle on his body, much more power in his shots, much more thud. You can see it. He's planning. It's less pitter-patter. Yes. But in the pocket, Ilia, he trusts himself. His head movement. He's rolling with shots. He's slipping with shots. He does a great job of seeing everything, and he's so hard to hit clean every time. He'll be there in your face, and you cannot hit him clean. He's rolling. He's rolling. He's off the shoulder. It's super technical. And much like Dustin Poirier, every time his opponent throws something, every time his opponent's hands will leave his head to throw something, a counter's coming. He's going to try to beat you to the punch. He's going to telegraph, especially if you telegraph it. He's going to see where your punch is coming, see what punch you're coming. He's going to roll, but while he's rolling, he's going to counter. He's going to counter over the top. I feel Max has to keep his punches straight, but even then, he'll use those long, deceiving arms, just like Dustin Poirier. You throw that jab, I'm rolling with it, and I'm throwing the hook over the top. And that's Max. How many times do we see Max out here, hook over the top? Volk was landing, hook over the top. Dustin Poirier, hook over the top. I see Max planting his feet, being okay, because Max is comfortable. You know, Max, when he gets flashed, he's comfortable. He gets back up, he's right back on it. He's comfortable. Max doesn't use his bike that much anymore. I can see Max planting his feet and staying in the pocket with Ilia Topuria. And that's just a mistake because he'll be playing into Ilia Topuria's game. Not saying he can't have success in the pocket. He's going to have to his arms are short. He's going to have to get inside to land. It just is what it is. And he can have success there, but that's Ilia's game. That's what Ilia wants to do. And I just see him keeping a high guard, hands out, pumping jabs, hands out, trying to pull counter, trying to go to the body. I think that's a mistake, man. Then I feel Ilia has more ways to win, especially with mixing in the takedown. If Max gets comfortable, Max has great takedown defense, but I think Ilia can get him there or force scrambles. And he turns into a different beast after that first round if he doesn't respect your power. He sees what you got for him in that first round. Then after that, he's walking you down. If he takes that approach, he may need to finish because if Max wins that first round, Max is going to they both build into fights in different ways. Max is more volume as the fight goes on. Ilia is more pressure. It's going to be interesting. I think the fight's competitive. If Max steals that first round, I don't know how easy it is for Ilia to win 3 out of the next 4. Because I can see Max being higher on the striking numbers, but Ilia's still winning rounds. Judging is going to play a huge factor. We're going to see because the main event, we're going to see how those judges over there are feeling. But I'm rooting hard for Max, but I think Ilia wins. Also, we've seen Max, he's starting to get flashed. Justin Gaethje flashed him. It was just a flash. He's right back into the fight. Not severely hurt, not in any danger of getting finished, but he's flashed. Arnold Allen flashed him. Wasn't counted as a knockdown. That was a knockdown. Flashed him. Dustin Poirier. The fence saved Max Holloway against Dustin Poirier from getting, knocked down. I think Ilia can get a flash. I don't know if he gets a finish, but man, this is huge. This is a huge fight. This is one of the most important fights in featherweight history. A lot of people just don't realize it yet, and I don't expect this to be a one and done unless there's a brutal KO and somebody just dominates the other. And I don't think that's going to be the case. Even if the fight's competitive and there's a KO late, I think we still see this fight again. Maybe not immediately, but at some point we will see this fight again. This is going to be tough. It's going to be tough to watch because I'm rooting hard for Max. My heart says Max. My brain says Ilia. That means I'm not betting, but I'm picking Ilia Topuria.